Alright, it's time for a team ranked game with Cho Gath. Basic 1. I think that was a little bit early, so I gotta make sure to get the next one right. Basic 2. Okay, so attack speed red, armor yellow, magic resistance scaling blues, movement speeds quints, 0, 21, 9. Alright, got that? Anyways, of course, start off blue. Anyways, I picked Cho Gath against the enemy team. I was a 4th pick for my side, and Cho Gath was going to complement my team lineup and counter the enemy team lineup. My team is double AD, so we need a big old fat ass in the middle. In the middle of the fights with lots of crowd control. Along with that, we're light on the AP side, as you can see, aside from just Kennen. So we needed an APS jungler. All of their characters, aside from Twitch, are also combo characters. They need to get their abilities off in succession in order to kill something. So, silence or knockup is pretty much going to do away with them. Anyways, as you saw in the very beginning, nothing much happened. They didn't ward. I went in there, tried to gank them, failure on all sides. Then Ezreal kills mid and then gets killed by Maokai. So it was just kind of a trade-off. They'll both lose farm and Maokai will get some free farm for a little bit. Here I am, hoping to bait one of them into getting close enough for me to kill. Lulu goes in a little too early. I was hoping I'd be able to be the one to initiate, because I'm melee and all my things have a sort of kind of delay. But I had a suspicion that Mako was going to come in, so I went and hid back in there. Silence him, start stabbing at his guts. And contrary though, I should have probably gone after Fiddlesticks instead. I still stick around. I miss my Q, but thankfully he's low enough health and he gets killed. Anyways, Cho Gath, as I said, he's a very good character to pick versus teams that rely on multiple abilities. Like, look, Orianna throws her ball in, silence her. Her combo is right there dead. Fiddlesticks, come on. There's like a million ways to interrupt him, and a lot of his crap kind of, he's got to rely on a lot of his crap to go off before he does anything. Jarvan's the same way. If I see him EQ to my teammates and I silence him, maybe I stop his ult if I time it correctly. Maokai, he uses his snare on somebody. I silence him before he gets off his Q, and then his combo is completely ruined. Essentially, Cho Gath is a very good pick versus these team comps. That's why when Katarina was all the rage, Cho Gath was a very good jungler to pick because he just completely shut her the fuck up. Anyways, he saw a big old gank at bottom lane. After they died, I go straight for the blue, snatch it, and then I'd rather not go for my own blue. If Maokai went in there trying to take it, I'd be able to catch him and then just steal it from under him. Maokai is not good at taking objectives and buff camps or dragon. I mean, he's not terrible, but he's nowhere near as good as a lot of characters. And we all know how good Cho Gath is at securing buffs and shit. His fucking feast is glorious. Anyways, I'm gonna build tanky. This is where the new Aegis has come out, and by new Aegis I mean nerfed Aegis along with the evolution into the Locket. So I'm gonna be building that too. However, both teams seem to be having a good amount of wards, though the Fiddlesticks isn't warding in all the best spots. Q Fiddlesticks dodges it, and which is kind of retreat once again. Against someone like Cho Gath, the Fiddlesticks really needed to put a ward down in the second bush. Okay, they're LCC, they're silenced. I bite Fiddlesticks' head off and I back off just in case Twitch would have killed me. I thought he had ignite, but I had forgotten that he had barrier, so I kind of panicked a little there. So my flash was kind of wasted, though in the end it's better to be safe than sorry, or better than to give a Twitch a double buff. So, back to the farming. My team has the slight advantage right now. The enemy team is only slightly behind all players. I mean, and mid Ezreal's kicking Orianna's ass. As you can see that, though, come on. It's Ezreal. He'll beat almost anybody. I buy on early oracles to just absolutely blind the enemy team. Right now, it's pretty much just a focus in bottom lane. I'm focusing bottom lane, and so is their Maokai. So, the other lanes are by themselves. this is actually kind of a cool little thing. If I'm bottom lane and I pressure the enemy jungler into coming down bottom, then Ezreal, who's just insanely strong at dueling anybody in whatever lane he is, even though he did die a couple times, can take care of himself, or at least be allowed to farm up with no real problems. Kennen is Kennen; he's safe as hell. However, I mean, well, as you can see, it's pretty much a goddamn stalemate down there. With oracles, I can blind them. I can deny them any vision and make Maokai's job even harder. So I bought on early oracles, and thank God it sticks with you even if you were to die. I haven't died yet, but if I were to, I wouldn't lose it. So poor Lilith gets herself caught, and there's pretty much nothing we can do about it. So we just have to leave her to die. Because she died, and because they have 4 champions bottom and Jarvan is mid, they're going to try to get this dragon. Unfortunately, they're just leaving Maokai and Fiddlesticks to do it. And Twitch joins it later, but Maokai has absolutely no damage, so it allows me to essentially walk in, smite steal it, and then just chase them off. We didn't kill Maokai, but at least we got dragon right from right under our noses. So we have the advantage. We have tower advantage as well. I believe they have nothing yet on us. So right now we're on a pretty good lead. However, certain players are starting to go a little bit crazy. So hopefully they don't do anything silly. I go in, try to fight them. I miss my Q because the Rihanna flashed over the wall, but not to avoid it, but to keep fighting. I bit her face off before I died, allowing Ezreal to easily pick it off. In comes Fiddlesticks, but he's support, so his damage is pitiful. What you call it? The Ezreal could have just destroyed him if he would have wanted to. However, and though at least Fiddlesticks wasted his flash and his ultimate for pretty much no point at all. This is one thing people need to remember. Support Fiddlesticks does shit damage. He's all about his utility from his fear and his silence. Either way, skirmish happens mid, I come in, use my CCs, and we just wipe the floor with them. Orianna gets killed, Maokai will obviously fall, then we're going to give chase to the little, rat thing. He dies as well. Then they chase Fiddlesticks and they kill him. Jarvan is nowhere to be seen. So, someone made an interesting comment when I mentioned Cho Gath. Oh yeah, we're going to get Baron, by the way. They said, it's nice to see Stonewall playing one of the more uncommon junglers. It's like, it's not that he's a bad jungler or he's just weird. It's because he's kind of situation now. Back then, well, hold on, just fight. They initiate on us, and I could have saved the Caitlyn if I had pressed my shield, but I completely forgot, as I tend to do. Anyways, as I said, Cho Gath and some junglers have always been situational junglers, even before they were, even before they were nerfed. Oh, there I flashed, silencer, and then we just went all in, attacking other towers. Anyways, he was always a situational pick as a jungler. What we call it? Sure, Katarina. I mean, sure, he was picked a lot when some time ago, but that's when characters like Katarina were, everywhere. Cho Gath is a very strong answer to characters like her. So, the situations where he'd be picked were kind of the norm. So therefore, he was kind of accepted. He's still very strong at what he does, and given the right team comp, he's going to become excellent. And that's kind of goes to say for a lot of champions, right? But anyways, Cho Gath didn't fall out of grace. He was no longer needed in whatever meta he was, or in this meta, I guess. So he'll be summoned when needed. Just better to put it that way. Though, of course, it did nerf health stacking somewhat. Anyways, in comes the fight. I chase off Orianna and Twitch because with my silence. Once they got silence, they knew they weren't going to be able to do anything, so they just probably backed out. Fiddlesticks tries to go in, gets CC, gets blasted. Nobody dies, though. But now, this is going to be a rather easy tower. Kennen goes all in, goes just completely crazy. Gets Orianna, but dies as a result. Ezreal tries to kill the Maokai, and he's just going to get CC'd up the ass. Especially when Twitch shows up and picks it up. So, go in. I do nothing. I don't do any fucking damage. Sadly, well, at least we get the inhibitor, and then we run. That's about the most we could do. I stick around a little too much, I guess. Jarvan catches me and he just fucking goes all in. Like he wants blood. Ults me, I'm trapped here, my flash was up and it's just a couple of seconds. I die. Fortunately, oracles no longer disappears when you die. So I still have it, regardless of how long it's gonna last me. I spawn, I still have it, I rush to its Baron just to make sure to clear it so we can steal it again. I mean, we'll snatch it up again. My team does have a considerable lead, and our team comp is a lot stronger than theirs come team fighting. Especially considering Cho Gath's. Cho Gath is actually probably one of the bigger reasons why our team fighting is going to be excellent. If I can at least hit my silence, then it will win us several team fights. Especially if I manage to silence Orianna or what's his face? Not Fiddlesticks. Jarvan, there we go. If I can silence Jarvan and Orianna, priority being Orianna, team fights would be greatly go in our favor, so that's my focus. In this case, boom, we get initiated on, and Lulu flashes in, initiates with her ultimate, the rest of us go in, boom, Q hits Orianna, but I managed to silence her before she gets to do almost anything else. The fight is already over before they get to respond. We counter them, CC them, bite one of their faces off, and just completely wipe them out. And with that, of course, we pretty much win. Hooray for the Cho Gath pick, which was a very smart pick because my team needed AP and the enemy team couldn't really handle all the crowd control that Cho Gath brings, especially the Stallions, because all of them are combo champions. Hooray for Cho Gath, yay, okay. Low replay has been bugging out, by the way. Fuck. Again.